It's a busy Tuesday where we get to talk NBA. There's only 4 games, and there's a very well thought out assessment of all 4 games I can give you today. And so let's talk about it. So NBA algorithm, you can go purchase a copy for the rest of October. It's only 6 days, but you will get copies of the file, and you'll see that it's actually really easy to update. I was able to update both of these in under 15 minutes today and get some interesting information about the games. So let's talk about it because yesterday was the first bad day all season where we didn't win more than we lost. Um, but I mean, it's going to happen. I can win every day. So let's talk about today though, because the NBA algorithm is still awesome. So there's 2 different versions. There's one where I'm using last year's stats, which had been better, and or I shouldn't say better. It was the only one we were using for the first 5 days. Uh, well, this is what it looks like for today. Is it says Clippers, Wizards, Mavericks, Suns. And when it comes to margin, it says the Phoenix Golden State game is a toss up. Okay. But likes the Clippers the most, but it's literally emulating what the odds makers say. And I've discussed how that's what happens because the algorithm works so well as this stuff starts to look like this. And that means that we lose a lot of value as a sports bettor in finding underdogs because there are no underdogs anymore because they match the algorithm. But we have a newer version right now. And so this part of the season, this is why I'm doing videos every day. This part of the season's fun because the algorithm is evolving and the odds makers are catching up to it. We actually have a step on them when I do this. So I have this season's version, which we said maybe it was better, maybe it wasn't better yesterday. Well, it's going to get better. And what does it say about those games? It puts the Wizards on top, not the Clippers. Puts the Clippers down here at a 4% margin. That is under 10%. That's under 5%, folks. That says take the Thunder plus 400. Now you have weird injury situation going on here, and these health numbers are correct. So we're going to dive into that after we talk about the Golden State game, which flips. Golden State is now favored 2.4%, and they're an underdog. So only a slight injury, it looks like. So what you've got here is you've got the newer version saying Golden State, the older version saying Phoenix. So that'll be a good test to see if the newer version is better and working better. That's a good test game. Also, do the Clippers have trouble with the Thunder because the new algorithm says they do? And then these two are not over 10%. Guess what? These are not over 10% margins. So even these games are not worthy of their lines, according to the, or just about worthy of their lines. I mean, our margins, I guess, are shrunk, but the newer version is doing interesting things. And you can see that the color coding of the lines is not in order anymore. And now we have an underdog. So maybe there's value here, but let's take a look at the injury report and find out what's going on with those 2 teams, because this matters here. These are big injury numbers. And also New Orleans is really injured. So maybe this is good for Dallas because they have a strength in injury, but not Detroit and Washington because they're even. So maybe this game is actually okay. Like Dallas to win probably happens given where this is, but it's not above 10%. Now, what about the injuries in the other game? Clippers and Oklahoma City. So the Clippers can use the filter here. Clippers injuries are Paul George, John Wall's playing, Marcus Morris, personal. So that means he's out. And illness is out, sick. And there might be sickness running through the team also if somebody's sick because of the way stuff spreads. So that's not good. Those are huge players on their team. So keep that in mind. And that's now what about the injuries on the other side though of Oklahoma City? They hip, is he out or questionable? Yeah, this is why it's almost better to look at the injury report. I'm sorry. I always do this because I want to see it in this format, but really it's better to look in the actual injury sheet to sort by team and then just to browse the teams is the way to do that because they're of their abbreviations. So Oklahoma City right here, out, game time decision on Shy. He probably might play, right? Hips, maybe. Out for season. Wow. Out. So Giddy is out and he's good. But what that's telling me is in this game that Oklahoma might even have one of these guys back. The margin was 4% anyway. Both these teams missing big people. Doesn't that mean that Oklahoma covers 9? Algorithm says yes. Algorithm says Oklahoma plus 9 and they might win. So that's the straight bet on the other side of that. I'm going with the new version. I always want to evolve away from last season stats here. This one, I want to get away from that as soon as possible. And I know people get annoyed with me that I jumped the gun on it, but then things that are related to the current season come into play and give you some advantage in certain areas, and I can't avoid it. And also it's easier to just update one version every day is another reason I want to do it. But it's still, I just want to bring people into the current season as fast as possible. And I think it does help. I know it helps in many instances. So that is I know it works better. It's just how quickly can you do it before there are crazy distortions. And I don't think this is a crazy distortion in this game, even though Thunder are not supposed to be that great. You get them at plus 340 at a straight line. That's what I'm talking about. So in that, in that sense, it's, I want to undo here. Yeah, this is Oklahoma City plus 9's a pick that I'm doing. Golden State, because I like the new version. I like the line here, and I like taking a team to win an underdog line in a matchup like this. There's those two. Straight bet on Oklahoma City to win because they might. Dallas is takeable because of injured on New Orleans. What are the injuries on New Orleans? Concussion, out, knee, out, out. Those people are out. So Dallas probably wins this game. So Dallas to win, Oklahoma City plus 9, Golden State to win. Those are the NBA picks that I'm doing today. I'm staying away from the Wizards, my hometown team, so they probably win, but they're only at a 7.5% margin. It's not above 10%, and injuries are not pointing in that direction. So I'm going to let that go because it's still a toss-up game because it's still under 10%. So if anything, you're supposed to take the Pistons because it's under 10%, but that's probably something that you're only going to get this 50% of the time, maybe even a little less. But the line is plus 188. So keep that in mind. All right. Good luck, everybody. That's NBA for the day. Purchase a copy if you want to get on the email list for the rest of the month. I'm lowering the price to like $50, I think. So good luck, everybody. May all your picks be winning.